Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Get high. Get high.
Can the Eagles throw the Devontae Smith?
Probably not.
It's so bad.
I had him too.
It's embarrassing.
4.2 points.
It's
4.2 points.
Devontae Smith, I'm going to trade him this week. It's done. It's done. 2 catches, 22 yards.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke. Heisman winner.
I traded Jonathan Taylor, and I got Chris Godwin, Devontae Smith, and somebody else. And I was like, okay, cool.
I swung for the fences to get Jonathan Taylor. Swung for the fences.
Devontae Smith killed it for me last year.
He had a good beginning of the year.
It just sucked, dude. Football's so unpredictable. It's like you don't know who's going to have a good year. It's like different
totally.
every fucking year.
100%.
Like Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the NFL last year.
1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns. Now all of a sudden this fool can't even break 60 yards.
Yeah.
He's the worst first-round pick I've ever had in my life.
But I'll tell you what is consistent. This podcast, and we post every fucking week.
That's
Yep.
right. That's right.
Because we deliver, unlike Devontae Smith.
Yep. That's
You know
very
what?
true.
Devontae Smith gets 2 catches, whatever. He still gets paid $500,000. We're doing this for free right now.
F the Eagles.
We're doing this for free right now. Yeah. We got lightings.
Word to
The
Jake Paul, F the
podcast is
Eagles.
getting better. This is unbelievable. And welcome back to episode 20 of Backhouse Productions.
Number 20.
Number 20, special.
Number 20?
Number 20.
Yo.
You're here for a big one, Cam.
Our newest guest, an esteemed coach, hell of a ball player, just beyond his years, Cam Roberson. What's going on?
Nothing, man. I remember I watched all of these episodes so I can get caught up on game, man. You guys are growing. Little by little, you guys are
A
growing.
little bit, yeah.
I was shocked you guys got Shannon on here. When I saw Shannon on here, I said, oh, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Because that's not Shannon's comfort zone for sure.
No, it was a fun time.
And he loved it, too.
Oh, yeah. 100%. He said it was a good time.
Yeah.
And I saw my boy Dom. Man.
Episode number 1.
Episode 1, Dom.
I thought he was going to come today.
Man, he's flakes,
He's
man.
a bum.
Yeah.
Bro, do you really play video games with him every night?
Yep. Yep.
Like you just...
That's my dog. That's my dog, man.
That's 100%. So funny.
Yeah. That fool's a clown.
Dude, Dom D'Amato, that guy... I don't even know. I can talk about him because we've had him on, but it's so funny, like looking back at the first episode of having Dom on and then going back now, looking at episode 20, it's way different.
It's polar opposites.
We didn't have a tablecloth with Dom.
You guys are just getting started.
We did not, yeah.
You guys are just getting... His house had just went down, huh?
Yeah, like 3 days prior.
It was perfect timing.
Imagine that.
It was awesome. Yeah.
I said, dude, your house just went down, and your first thought was, I got to do a podcast and talk about it.
Yeah. I think we called him with like 20 minutes notice to come over and do it.
Exactly.
We were driving back from Fresno because we brought all of Joe's stuff back. They're like, you got to clean out the apartment. So we went up there, filled up his truck, and he was like, hey, let's do our first pod tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive into you a little bit, Cam.
Bet.
Okay, so we were freshmen when you were a senior at Garces.
Yeah.
And you were lighting it up, track star, football star. And then you go to BC. Take it from here. What happened?
So basically, like, of course, you know how we got upset in the first round and we had valley aspirations and state aspirations. Connor breaking his leg wasn't ideal, but we still had a really good team.
Connor Bruce was a quarterback. You got to clarify.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Connor Bruce, quarterback, very, very good quarterback, dual threat. He ran a 10-8. He can throw really far, really accurate. Our offense was unstoppable with Connor running that, read option, that Cody was calling. But when he broke his leg, Joe Tobias, backup quarterback, great guy, love him. He didn't run as much. So then everyone just started keying on Isaiah. Gas stopped letting us go both ways, so we didn't get hurt. It was a cluster of different things, and we got upset, against El Diamante. But to tell you the truth, I hated defense.
Yeah?
Oh. I hated defense with all my heart.
I would hate to play defense.
I hated it. To me, did you ever play defense?
A little bit senior year.
Bit. Well, I was going to say, like, you never played defense, right?
Never.
So me playing safety, I love to hit, love to tackle and stuff like that. It hurts more tackling somebody than it is getting hit. And I can honestly say that from the bottom of my heart. When I hit somebody, it hurts me more than it hurts them. I can almost guarantee it. Why? I have zero idea. People say, "Oh, you're not tackling right." No, it just hurts more. You know what I'm saying? And I hated defense so much. I had 2 offers: Weber State, Montana State. I actually wanted to quit football. I didn't want to play anymore, so I was going to run track at Cal State, Bakersfield. I took the trip to Weber State in Ogden, Utah. It was beautiful. I can't tell you how close I was to committing. I was fingertip away from committing to Weber State to play, I believe, corner for them. And I was very, very hesitant on telling my dad that I didn't want to go. Coach Chudy, I had lunch with him, and he said, if you come to BC, you can switch to offense, and that's all that it took for me to go to BC.
That was the only. There was not one school that offered you to be a offensive player, receiver.
Wow.
No. You got to think. I played primarily defense.
Yeah.
Like, I got a lot of D2 looks. My only 2 D1 offers were Montana State and Weber State, and I got a lot of interest when it came to defense, no offense. But I hardly played offense, junior, senior year when gas came. And so I was just like, you know what? Like, offense is where my love for the game is. And sure enough, when I went back to BC, that's where I found the love for football again, was playing at BC.
Dude, it's always so weird. I feel like every time, like, there was always someone trying to change your position.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I always thought, like, Cam's a receiver. Like, Cam's fast as fuck. He can make guys miss. He can catch the ball. I don't know, like Red Scud, Black Scud. Like, you're really the best at it.
No, Red Scud and Black Scud were literally the plays that got me a scholarship. Scuds and slants. That's what got me a scholarship, honestly.
Dude, and if you're a guy like that, that's all you need.
Man, and then, going to UMass, that was a great experience. I'm not a big fan of the East Coast, but sure enough, we weren't very good. But, the experience of playing Division I college football was everything I thought it'd be. Played at Rutgers in front of like 30,000 people our first game. I had I think a 60-yard touchdown very first game. Like, you couldn't have asked for a better opening, and I had got moved to running back. And so that experience alone, like, matured me a lot, for everything else and stuff like that.
That's what I'm curious about. Like, your first day going to UMass, because you were an older guy already. So what was the biggest difference between, like, the junior college level and Division I UMass?
Everyone's good. Everyone's good. I don't care how bad of a college you're at. Like, our defense gave up 50 points a game. That's how bad we were. They were still good. Like, everyone's at your skill level. Everyone has the same hunger you have. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. And that's go to the NFL, of course. So everyone has to be at a certain level to get to the point they're at. And so I think that's the biggest thing. Like, at JUCO, there's a lot of people. I mean, you guys can attest to this. Like, there's a lot of people on our team who probably won't go D1. Probably 90% of our team won't go D1.
Yeah.
But that's how it is on a lot of different junior colleges. Now, everyone that makes it D1, everyone that makes it to that, Power 5 or just D1 football in general, they're all good. They have to be good to have gotten offered. And so I think that's the biggest thing is the talent level.
What about, like, the workload? Because the schedule here is way easier than what it was at Fresno for me.
And see, and you know that. Like, so for when I went there, it was you lift at 6 a.m. Then you have classes from 8 a.m. to, we'll say 2:30. Then you have to lift again. And then there's meetings. And then there's conditioning. And it's like that every single day, all day. It's a job. And I don't think people realize that, like, college football is a job.
Yeah.
Dude,
like,
it is.
in the highest sense, like,
because you only see the games, right? You only see the touchdowns.
Literally.
You only see the big plays. You only see the big wins. But, like, everybody is working their ass off every single day, and you don't see anything. You don't see 99% of the work. And it was a shell shock. And the biggest thing for me was the running. The amount of running you had to do. Oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah, I think they would do a lot of extra running just to prove a point. Our coaches a lot of them were like, our head coach was his first time being a head coach. So he wanted to, make a different culture. We're going to be mentally tough. We played in a very fast-paced offense where we were snapping the ball 7 seconds into the play clock.
Jeez.
Wow.
Now, that had its pros, and it definitely had
7
its cons.
seconds.
Yeah,
That's
it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy because it was crazy, and that's what we sucked. We sucked. But like I said, it has its pros and it has its cons. But he wanted us to be so conditioned that, snapping it fast and all this stuff, that it didn't phase us. And, it paid dividends, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like, if I run a fast-paced offense, I'm at least going to, get set up. I'm not going to snap.
Oh, you mean you're not recommending that style of offense?
Not as fast as he was running it. Fast-paced offense is one thing, and a lot of people are good at it. But, like, 7 seconds in the play clock, You know, like that doesn't give you time to adjust or nothing. You're literally just on the ball. Like we're running nickel and cruise every single play. Just you're making you
Quick
read,
game
like,
routes.
quick, making them get set up. And I guess that's a pro, making the defense adjust. Defense isn't ready for you to snap the ball that fast. They don't have a call.
Yeah.
You know, so they're just kind of playing backyard football at that point. And so, but the cons is you get super tired. Maybe not everyone's on the same page. You guys are running Dallas while we're running Steamer. Like, you know, it's all over the place. And so I think that's the only thing.
I think a lot of that too is like you said, your team wasn't the best at UMass.
We went, yeah.
So like it leaves a lot of room for you to get blown out.
Oh, 100%.
right. So you guys aren't burning any clock. If you're going 7 seconds.
Yeah, 7 seconds and 3 outing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, our defense would have just sat down and they're back on the field again. And I know that feels like my junior year at Garces. When Gas first came, him and Cody, they didn't allow us to play both ways.
Yeah.
Gas said, I'm taking all my dogs, all my athletes, and putting them on defense.
Yeah.
So our defense was stacked. Like, we were stout. We were a very, very good defense. But guess where that leaves? That leaves vulnerability on the offense. You know, like, I love Matt Renzi with all my heart. I love that kid. He's awesome. Matt Renzi was our starting slot. Matt Renzi is not a starting slot. You know, you had Zay and Brev, which is good. You had Scott Boylan, which is good, and then Renzi. So then, you know what I'm saying? So
Well, that's Garces. It's the talent pool. And I guess it's a different philosophy of going both ways. So, I mean, obviously BHS, they did it.
BHS, I mean,
Every school did.
Does Liberty do it? I don't think
Liberty does it too. Like, Liberty does it. BHS does it. Frontier does it. Like, you hear the same names over and over. That's why I can never wrap my head around. And I always still want to talk to Gas to this day, like why?
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to Duncan about it and stuff like that. And, you know, Duncan really, you know, opened my eyes to on why we shouldn't have done it and stuff like that. But I'm like, dude, we play both ways our whole life growing up. Golden Empire, you're playing, I mean, other than quarterback, you know, you're playing offense and defense. You're never coming off the field, blah, blah, blah. So that's what our bodies are accustomed to. Freshman year at Garces, probably the greatest freshman team Garces has ever had. And I will put my both freaking feet on the table and say that. That was the best freshman team Garces
I don't know.
ever
We had a
had.
good freshman team.
We did have a
good
really
freshman team.
Our freshman team,
Where'd you guys go?
we lost one game.
You guys went 9-1? Okay.
But then again, I'll say this. We are playing very less competition. That was a year before we went D1. So we're playing Highland, East, North. Okay.
we beat you guys.
No.
We beat you guys.
100%.
No. So
As a freshman, I 100% believe, like,
who was your guys' – okay, who was your freshman team? Because I went to a lot of your guys' games. Who was your freshman team?
it was me, Isaiah Bell. But Isaiah Bell was like he was
Bell
good.
Isaiah Bell was good.
As a freshman, he was really good. Like, he
Yeah.
was just faster than everybody. You just run right by him.
Okay, who else?
Sammy Chacon.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, like, we had
just
solid guys.
Scrappers, dude. We had scrappers.
What it was it was the first year Garces really tried to, like, recruit a little bit and bring some, like, other guys in.
Right.
And so these guys came in our class that were supposed to be good, and they were, like, really good their freshman year. And then just, you know.
We would have put 50 on you guys.
No.
I don't know about that.
No.
So we had Connor at quarterback, and this is pre-injury Connor. Okay, Connor's the fastest kid in the valley at that age, right?
Okay.
Running back, you had me and Hunter Giletti. Okay, do you guys know who Hunter Giletti is?
Did you go to Centennial?
Hunter Giletti is a stout motherfucker, right? Hunter Giletti is a dog. Then you had DeMaje Broden. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I forgot DeMaje went to
DeMaje
Garces.
at receiver, right? Straight speed, right? He fizzled out, but he was a dog as a freshman, right? We had Scott. Scott didn't even come into himself yet. Like,
Scott wasn't good as a
Scott was
freshman.
but Scott was good. He was behind us, but Scott was good. You put Scott in the game, and Scott was making stuff happen, right? We had Justin Barnes, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
we're just gonna name kids now. We're just naming kids'
no,
names. It doesn't even fucking matter.
Don't you discredit Justin.
Oh my
don't
God.
discredit Justin. We had Nick Abercrombie. Do you know Nick Abercrombie?
Yes, that big old son of a bitch.
Nick Abercrombie.
He's probably the
was-
same size as he
No,
was
for
when he was in
sure.
8th grade.
100%. Nick Abercrombie.
He's probably like 5'11".
Nick Abercrombie would have stuff in his locker. We're like, is that legal? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this. I just walked away. And then we had Andrew Magana. I don't know if you guys know him.
Andrew
I know Andrew. I've known Andrew forever, dude.
Oh, yeah, I think as a freshman, like, he was good, man.
He was big, yeah.
He was big. Like, we had talent, dude. We had talent. We lost to BHS, unfortunately, by, like, I don't know, I think a touchdown. Like, we were our guys.
Did you guys
were
beat
very-
Liberty? Or you guys
didn't
never
play
played?
it. We never played them.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
My point is, if we played Centennial, Independent, Frontier, Liberty, we beat every single one of them. and there's not a doubt in my mind.
There's one thing, and here's no doubt in my mind, is that you guys had the greatest Garces team in 2016.
Yeah.
That
We
varsity,
always say
I think that was okay. We can fucking nickel and dime the freshman team, whatever. Okay, I think we had a better freshman team. Who cares? But you had the better varsity team for sure. Like the amount of talent that was on that field, and you guys didn't win a playoff game, ridiculous. Like fucking ridiculous. Like I thought I was gonna like literally just ride the bus for a ring. Like I thought I was gonna be on this team.
I was so pumped to be there for that.
It was, and to this day, I've still not watched that El Diamante game, playoff game. Never to this day. To this day, we played, what was it, 6 years ago. And I still to this day have not watched that game because I'm still sick to my stomach. Let me point it out to you. Like, let me tell you where I was thinking.
Such bullshit.
28-14 in the fourth quarter, right? I had just got an interception. Picked it. Boom. 28-14. I look at the clock. There's 6 minutes left, right? We go. We sit down. I'm thinking to myself, this game is over. 28-14. We're going to go down, score. Blah, blah, blah. We fumble a few plays later.
Ollie fucked that up.
Yeah.
He put it in the punt. I was right there when he handed it to the fucking ref.
Gave him the punting ball. We fumble. They go down and score. 28-21. Offense, 3 and outs, does something. They go down and score. 28-27. Guess what? They're going for 2 points, right? I kind of had an idea what they were going to do. Kind of didn't, whatever. I was like, I just got to make a play.
Yeah.
They do this same play they scored on. Chris Coleman was our corner. He was guarding the dude. They threw some back shoulder crap. They scored 28-29, right? Mm-hmm. I'm still not panicking. I'm kind of like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on? Not panicking. We had 30-something seconds left. I'm back at kick return, right? Boom, ball goes up. I catch it. I said, I got to make a play. I got to get this good field position. And you guys, as you guys saw, BC, I did not have good ball security.
Yeah.
That stemmed from Garces. Ball was way out here. Try to make a cut. Some kid went. Boop. Ball popped out.
You fumbled on that play?
I fumbled on the kick return, and they recovered and took a knee, and we lost.
Damn, I don't remember that happening at the end. I just remember the 2-point play.
And they scored on the 2-point. I caught it, made a cut. I was like, I think I can get some kid stuck his arm out, poked the ball out. Ball was – now I was praying to God that we recovered. It was a scramble. I was just staring at the –
It's the worst feeling, dude.
Oh, dude, they started storming, the sideline and stuff like that. And, of course, I hated football at the point, but I was crying because I was like, dude, this was our Valley year.
Yeah.
This was state, and then you can always do a bunch of what ifs, What if Connor doesn't get hurt? You guys are still playing both ways. You guys probably don't. Dude, even with Joe, we had the best team in the Valley, and it wasn't even close. We probably would have saw Ridgeview the next week. We would have killed Ridgeview.
Whooped their ass.
We would have went to Sanger. And I don't know if you guys remember. Well, you guys were in 8th grade. We went to Sanger my junior year. We were 2-9.
Oh, I remember going to that game. Yeah.
Dude, we had no offense, right? Mm-hmm. Our defense, I could have told you everything they were going to run before they ran it, and we had them strapped. It was like 6-3 at half. We're winning, right? Do you guys know the Austin Giggy play?
Oh my God, he threw the pick. Was that him that threw the pick?
Field goal pick. That changed everything.
Giggy.
Austin Giggy, man. I love him too, but damn, that play changed everything.
Just a little context on the Diamante game. If you were able to gamble on high school games legally, the spread of that game probably would have been 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
31.5 points,
dude,
maybe.
No one was picking them to win at all.
Like, you guys were supposed to roll them.
We were supposed to just it was a waltz. And Jason and Brev laugh to this day because they're on the sideline like, man, this is the easiest game we've ever played. We were up 28-14. Mm-hmm. Like this game it felt easy. Like it felt easy. And then, one thing led to another. Momentum's a son of a bitch, and we ended up losing. Everything happens for a reason, but damn, like I really would have loved to see what could have happened if we would have won that game. I think we win Valley.
Yeah, that was a fun
Without
2 weeks
doubt.
of practice when we got pulled up too.
You guys liked practice?
I mean, it
was just cool being on varsity.
Yeah, as freshmen, we were like, oh fuck.
It's fun. It's funny seeing hearing you guys say that because I remember when I was a freshman, they pulled me up, dude. I hated it. We were practice dummies. We couldn't hit you. You were probably going.
Oh, dude, Georgino was fucking me up, dude.
Bro, Georgino. The crazy part is you're probably on a talent wise, you're probably 2 times better than I would say. You're probably our second best lineman. Like how you are right now.
Yeah.
You would have been our second best lineman.
But Behind Sean.
Probably behind Sean, who was locked in that year.
Yeah.
Josh Gonzalez was a very good center.
Robbie Mosley.
Oh, man. Love Robbie, man. He gave 100% effort every time.
Yeah, he did.
He made Arena Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
He made Arena Bowl on the Gold Squad. We had to beat him, but Jorginho was good at defense. Barnett was good at defense. Beck was good at defense. Our defense was nasty. But as far as offensive line, bro, I think you could have probably started as a freshman on varsity.
No way.
Or
I couldn't have seen that.
Maybe.
Oh, well, we had Castro too.
It's the same shit with Gino.
But he missed that game.
Yeah, he fucked up. He crashed the golf
He
cart.
crashed the golf cart.
I was
he got
there.
suspended.
I was there for the extra credit when he did that. Him, Rudy, and his brother.
Bro,
Ben.
yeah.
So dumb. Castro fucked us 3 years in a row on playoffs.
So, okay, so you asked me about, what I went through. And Garces, I still loved Garces, and I was still very involved with Garces when I left. But, like, how did your guys' playoff runs end, like, sophomore, junior, senior year?
We always won a game. Like, we always won a playoff game. But then it would be like we would play
Tulare Union
with, like,
Cashmere.
Kashmir.
Nothing you could have done about that.
Like, that was a team that, like, had, I don't know, we were averaging, like, 55 points a game. And then the following year,
we played Tulare Union again.
What's Nick Seal to you? Is he a year older?
yeah, so he was a senior when I was a junior.
Okay, so is that when you guys played Tulare Union?
Tulare Union, yeah. So we played them 2 years in a row.
Oh, well, how did they beat you guys the next year?
The next year, it was like the same. The quarterback was there too. It was Nate Lamb.
They
He
had
went to
this
Fresno State for a little
6'7"
bit.
receiver that was a stud.
No way.
Yeah, and we had Peter Dellis guarding him at corner.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
Dallas, baby. Peter Dallas.
But it was funny
dog
how
kicker.
It was funny how you said like Brev and Jason said like this is the easiest game ever. It felt easy to them.
Yeah.
That's honestly how it felt like last week when we played Long Beach.
Really?
It just felt like we were just like we weren't playing our best game, but we were kind of just getting through the game and we were winning the entire time.
That game felt weird.
It felt like in my head, it just felt like we were in control the entire time. Like
that game felt extremely weird. I think when it was 17-10 and we got the ball back with 4 minutes left, whatever, I thought to myself, we get a first down, this game's over.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we didn't get it, I was like, okay, our defense is going to stop them. And then our defense didn't. And I was like, well, shit. And then we went to overtime. Freaking Dallas Lock Hero, first play to Jihad. Big play. We're in the red zone, and then boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, bro, like. And then when you look at the stats, we weren't even supposed to be in that game.
No.
1 for 17 on third down.
that's bad. Yeah.
1.9 rushing.
1.9
No,
yards.
okay. Well, that's a negative like sack yards. So we had like 130 rushing. It's just I got sacked 6 times. So it's like
I don't.
Still.
it was
I
like
think-
negative 33 rushing yards.
I
right?
think
it was bad though.
because we always break it down on Sundays, and man, yeah, it was. Other than the sacks, like we had a few big runs, but we really couldn't.
No.
Like Coach Dean was kicking himself for not being too aggressive.
Like throwing
he
the ball more.
said, he said that when we played Ventura and Canyons the second half, he was still aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He said he kind of let off the gas against Long Beach, and he wishes he was more aggressive. So I kind of expect that.
Yeah, I'm
tomorrow.
excited. I'm excited tomorrow. We're gonna air it out.
And I'm just letting you know how ghetto this team is.
Oh, I played him last year.
Oh, so you know.
Mhm.
Oh, dude. Yeah, look up our game when we played them. 12 ejections when we played them in 2018.
12?
12 ejections. You know the Brown brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
both
the
of them.
Brown brothers went to BC?
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
Mhm.
What?
When
Those
we-
are my boys.
Oh, they were. We didn't even have them. Our Garces here. Imagine.
Yeah,
if
they
we, if-
they didn't play that year.
Imagine if we got cleared.
No, you guys had a
I don't even
squad.
wanna- dude, I don't even want to think about it. If they got cleared to
Yeah.
play with us, I don't even want to think about the possibilities. We probably freaking beat Bosco. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I think you guys scored though, like a couple points.
At least we scored at least 14.
I think if you would have played Bosco the following year, people would have been like, "Who the fuck is this Garces team?" Like what?
If we would have played them in 16, we lose for sure. But I think the score is like 28-56. You know, something crazy.
Yeah.
Because they still had dogs.
No, yeah, they had
But,
5 stars
like,
across the
but
board.
When we beat the brakes off BCHS, probably my favorite game of all time is when we played them the very first. What do they call it?
The Mission Bowl.
The very first Mission Bowl. You know, there was so much hype. We just got a new field, all this stuff.
Yep.
We beat the brakes off of BCHS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and like Stevie figures, like to this day, like I always bring it up. you know, the hometown sports thing, you know, when they bring everyone to the Maya cinemas and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then you have to say, you know, Cameron Roberson, you know, safety, blah, 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 whatever. Well, people like to shout out stuff, you know, like, you know, I want to shout out, like, you know, Shane Jones and them. They would always try to get people to shout them out and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, I'm not shouting out BHS. Like, fuck that. And so I walked up and I saw all this shit. I was like, I know what I'm going to say. And I walked up. I said, you know, Cameron Roberson. I said, shout out to BCHS 44-21. We were their only loss that year.
No way.
Oh, yeah, they went to state that year.
Bro, they went to state. They were beating 8-man football teams.
Oh, they lost in state, though. That was like,
dude, they were D4, D5, and I get it. Oh, it's still state. Oh, it's – bro, they're playing 8-man football teams. Teams that shouldn't even have been, you know, like –
I 100% agree with that, too.
Dude,
like,
they were playing – like, they played us. And we smacked them, right? And they're like, say, oh, that was the beginning of the year. If we were to play you guys, I said, dude, if we would have played you later on in the year with Joe, the score is not 44-21. It's probably 35-6 because they honestly, those points they had, I think we had 4 turnovers in the first half. It was 14-13 the first half.
just that explosive.
Turnovers
didn't matter.
Dude, 14-13. Coleman fumbled, Martin fumbled twice, and Connor threw a pick.
Yeah.
And literally, those were all drives we easily could have scored on.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me. And I'm like, BCHS will never be on the level. Well, they're good now. They're pretty good now.
I think I think Garce is better.
They're
It's
still
like
better?
by far, yeah.
Oh, actually, Garza smacked them.
They've been smacking him
So,
lately.
like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you guys lost. Oh, you guys lost to them the 2018.
We lost them 3 years in a row.
Yeah, we were bad.
Oh, then I got to retract my statement? You guys lost to them 3 years in a row?
No, but then they've been beating the shit out of them after.
Yeah.
I remember you got a cramp.
Yeah.
Full body cramp. It
Full
was
body cramp in what, 2018?
2017. fuck.
2017.
Oh, I mean 17.
17, sophomore.
You got a full body. I remember I was at that game, and we were on the sideline, stuff like that. And you went down. I just remember you eating mustard packets.
Yeah, that was the worst thing I could have done too. By the way, that was bad.
You're not supposed to eat mustard packets.
That's
what we're taught as kids.
He's a diabetic.
It's something weird with my body. Like I don't take
Oh.
salt really well.
Okay. No, that makes sense. No, but I remember when you went down, I was like, it might be, GG's for us.
Mm-hmm.
Who's our backup?
There was no backup.
Oh, well, there we go.
I don't think I missed the snap. I was just in, but I couldn't run.
Yeah, Daniel Tobias, he ran that kick return back, and I was like, okay, I think we're in good shape. But man, I was so disappointed when we lost. Shoot, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, you guys kind of pissed me off. 2017, you guys lost to BCHS. You guys lost to Hatchapee.
You're bad.
You guys lost to San Joaquin.
But hold up.
BHS.
We beat BHS.
Okay.
We did beat them.
Okay. You did. And
that was a stacked
That was
BHS.
that was a solid team. That was a solid BHS
at the
team.
game. I left early because I had to go pick up my girlfriend from the airport. She was coming from Arizona, and I remember my best friend JJ calling me. We won. And in my head, you know what I'm thinking? I'm not even thinking you guys beat BHS. One of the Garza's moms was drunk out of her mind.
Uh-huh.
She gave me 100 raffle tickets, right? Dude, I'm thinking, and it's for the cash prize, right? It's cash. I'm like, oh, dude, we're going to win the cash prize tonight, right? So I was like, dude, I got to go get Maya, blah, blah, blah. Here, like, hold my tickets, like, tell me if we won. So he calls me, we won. I'm like, how much did we win? Like, how much did we win? And he's like, what? No, we beat BHS. I was like, we beat BHS? And, dude, I remember watching the highlights and stuff. Dude, that does make up for all those games we lost.
It really did.
That was
Because
insane.
You know how close we were junior and senior year? Junior year, we lost by 4. Senior year, they went up on us, I think, 21-7, 28-7 or whatever. We came back, and we were on, like, the 2-yard line getting ready to take the lead late, and he fumbled the ball.
That was when you played him at West, too.
Yeah, we played him out west, dude, and we lost. And Carson, you know Carson Levis by chance?
Yeah, the kicker.
He was our punter.
Uh-huh.
Dude, he's a clown. So then we go to BC. He's with us. He's like, hey, real quick, how many points did you guys lose to us by last year? And it was 3, and he's a kicker and shit. He's stupid.
That's funny.
He always told us that. But, yeah, we never could beat him. So you guys doing that, yeah, that does make up for
That's
a lot.
the thing about football, though. It's like it's such a hate-love relationship. Like there's times where it's just like, oh my god, like it's highest of highs. Like you beat BHS, you have these big wins, and it's just like you're on top of the world, and all of a sudden,
How'd you guys do in league that year?
I think we tied for first. Yeah, we went 4-1
It was a
league.
3-way tie.
You guys lost to Liberty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one loss we had.
Bro, we couldn't beat them. We lost them senior year. We got outcoached.
And we lost to Frontier, too.
No, not sophomore year.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, we went 4-1.
Oh, we barely beat them, though, because I couldn't get a fucking snap off.
No, it was a really odd year. Like starting off
Junior
0-5. No, sophomore year, we start off 0-5, and then we go 4-1, win a playoff game.
Who'd you guys beat? Redwood? No. That was
Frontier.
Yeah.
You guys beat Frontier in the playoffs?
Yeah, we beat them twice.
Oh,
that
Lord.
year. Yeah.
Who'd you guys lose to the next year? The next round?
Tulare Union.
Oh,
Cashmere.
Shit, Cashmere. Well, I don't blame you. He broke the record for touchdowns in the state of California.
Wasn't
Nation.
it like Nation?
It was Nation.
Oh, yeah,
Nation
so
record.
Nation. Like, it was something stupid. Like,
He touched the ball, and he would just be in the end zone.
it wasn't fair, and I'm not a big fan of him. Strictly off the fact how cocky he is. Like, me and Scott raced him in Valley in 2017, like spring of 2017, right before we graduated. And I won the 200 and he won the 100, but he was so cocky and the whole Tulare Union fan base was so cocky. I was like, dude, I can't even root for this dude. And he ran an effortless 10.5.
Oh, I believe
Then he went to state and ran an effortless 10.3. How do you do that? And he's a junior.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a freak athlete.
Yeah. Do you guys should we play Tulare? We lost to Tulare Union 2 years in a row. Do you know Romello Harris? He was a running back before Cashmere. He's probably the second best high school player I've ever played against in my life. He ran me over 2 years in a row. And one of them was like third on hit of the year.
Where did he end
Hometown
up?
Sports. Went to Washington State, fizzled out, and then went to Fresno State.
Okay.
So I don't know how he did from Fresno State, but he was a dog. He was so hard to tackle. Like, extreme balance. What threw me off is I didn't know if he was going to run you over or juke you. Like, you had to, like, just wait. And then he would just run you over. Or you're like, okay, he's going to run me over. And then he would just cut. So Casimir was just quick. And
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine trying to tackle him. Duncan was like, as good as you and JJ were at safety, he still torches us. I was like, well, that's a lot for him to say because, like, we used to mess running backs up. But for him to be, like, saying, like, he would have torched our defense, I'm like, I believe him, you know?
You know, I want to get to, okay, so you're at UMass. It's like how you started coaching.
Oh, okay.
So you're at UMass and COVID hits.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck this. I'm done with football, done with everything. What, do you go immediately back to Bakersfield?
So what happened? So when COVID hit, I was having probably the best winter I had. I was up to 205. I was ripped out of my mind. I was finally built to play running back. I was starting. Everything was going right. Like, in the winter for college football is awesome. All you're doing is going to class, you're lifting, and you're partying. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
That's literally all you're doing. You're freaking going crazy in the weight room, blah, blah, blah. I was already familiar with the offense, so it wasn't a big adjustment for me. Like, you know, when they were going over installs with the new guys, like the JUCO kids coming in, I already knew. So, and I was finally, like, not having to freaking weasel my way in the clubs because I was 21. And so we were just going. We were partying every weekend, you know, lifting. We were all yoked out of our minds. Like, it was awesome. And then about COVID hits, right? You know what's crazy, too? Just a side note. I only brought a week worth of clothes with me home when COVID hit. I was on my way to the airport. On my way to the airport when I got the text message, we are not allowed, like, COVID restrictions, right? So we weren't allowed to come back. I had a week worth of clothes with me at home.
Shit.
And granted, I still had a lot of clothes at home, but, like, you got to, like, all
your
my
Garces
stuff.
clothes?
Yeah, Garces, like my uniform clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, but so COVID hit. We were sidelined for 2.5 months, I would say.
Oh, you guys came back fast then.
Yo, so I left in mid-March, April, May, end of June. So, like, 3 months. We had to go back, blah, 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 you know, all these restrictions and stuff. And our season got canceled. And I was happy our season got canceled because the reason I was happy our season got canceled is because we weren't prepared to play a freaking 12, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Alabama and them, they were going to play. Pac-12, they were going to – Power 5 schools were going to play. We're independent. And I frankly felt we weren't ready to play a 12 game schedule. So our season got canceled. I'm like, cool. All we can do now is hone in on our craft, get good at what we got in, all this stuff. So we have a full year. Coach brings us in. He said, I can't go out in the public and say this, but you guys can. Tell them you want to play. Half of us wanted to play. Half of us didn't want to play. I was one of the ones who didn't want to play. But that's a bad look if everyone's going to bat and then, so we had to come together and, we want to play. We want to play. And, okay, guys, here, 4 games.
That was it?
4 games. We had Marshall, who was ranked 15th, played 5 games. We had Georgia Southern, who was an 11-win team that year. Okay. We had FAU, who was trash. We got outcoached and lost. And then we played Liberty, who with Malik Willis. So not the best 4 games, right?
0-4?
We would have went 0-5 to Garces, bro. I'm telling you. I kid you not. We were that bad. We weren't prepared to play a season. Like, I don't care how much we practiced, 2 a days, 3 days, didn't matter. We were not prepared to play that year. Like, too many guys took time off, all that stuff. So when after we got dismantled by Liberty, right, and they have a beautiful stadium, by the way, I was walking off the field. I was like, this is my last football game I'll ever play in college.
Damn.
I knew that. I
like, what was that feeling? You just like, I'm done?
Oh, I was done. Our offense was bad. I felt mistreated. It was a bunch of different, like, emotions, right? And I was like, this is the last game I'll ever play in college, right? I flew to Arizona, told my girlfriend, I'm not going back, to UMass, blah, blah, blah. Parents were pissed. My parents were very, very pissed, and I was kind of pressured. I was pressured to go back. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to go back, but I was pressured to go back. And I kid you not, I go back in January. I think.
So this is 2021 now?
This is 2021. I do about 2 weeks of lifting, and then we got shut down again for about 14 days. Oh. And in that 14 days, in confinement, I sat there. I sat there, and I was just thinking, I said, no, I'm done. I said, I'm miserable right now, right? So I said, F this, I'm done. Texted my parents, told them I'm done, told the coaches I'm done, went in, had a meeting, boom, 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 bought my plane ticket, came home, right? So I came home. I graduated. I had my classes and stuff still, so that was straight. Graduated in May of 2021 with a degree in communications. And then I have family friends who work at Highland. And so they're like, do you want to come coach? I said, yeah. I want to start coaching. So I went in, coached. That was fun. I was like, I really want to pursue coaching. Like, this is awesome. Was getting ready to go with Highland again. Duncan texted me. He said, we're looking for a receiver coach. And at first I turned him down, believe it or not.
Really?
You're just like, I'm fine with Highland?
I was satisfied with Highland, and I didn't think I had the experience, to coach college. I knew what it took. I knew how much time it took, and I was like, man, am I ready for this? Like, blah, blah, blah. And, I just prayed about it, and you know what? Ultimately, I was like, you know what, Duncan? Like, I'm willing to accept that. Coach Lil John called me, blah, 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 and we talked about it, and he assured me, like, everything was going to be good. And that's probably the best decision I made because, dude, coaching BC is, like, the best, And I think me being so young, close to your guys' ages, it makes it way better. And plus, I went through the same experiences you guys went through, so it's easier to relate, like, telling you guys stuff. Like, I'm not just telling you to blow smoke up your ass, or I'm not just, like, lying. I'm telling you from personal experience, like, this is how it's going to be, this is what it is, and stuff like that. So I think, where I'm at right now is, like, exactly where I want to be, coaching-wise.
Do you see yourself staying at the JUCO level?
Probably. I love, like, the JUCO feeling. I like the, feeling of the grind and then the reward of people getting out and, getting offers and stuff like that. Like to me, that's what it's all about, just continue to progress. And, of course, obviously, I would love to progress and have coaching be a full-time job where it's football all day. I think that's one thing. My running back coach, he's now with the Cincinnati Bengals. He like would tell me, like, dude, this is like the dream. He was young too, 28, 29 years old, running back coach, full-time Division I coach, and he would just be football all day, football all day, football all day, checking up with us, football all day. That's what I want it to be, sooner or later. Yeah. And I think the more experience I get, the easier it'll be for me to, reconnect with them and hopefully get put in somewhere, where they are looking for a full-time coach, stuff like that. So, yeah, I would like to progress sooner or later.
Well, it's interesting, like, because you already had the feeling, like, you're walking off against Liberty. This is my last game ever. I'm done being a player.
Yep.
Like, were you thinking about coaching before the Highland offer? Like, were you like
Nope.
that just was the first time you opened your eyes to it? And
You know, it's funny, and I tell people this. You know, really like was my first like. I really like coaching. You know what my first like inkling of that was? Powder puff.
oh my gosh,
Powder puff, dude. That junior senior year when we were able to be the coaches, like I was the offensive coordinator our senior year, right? And I fed my girlfriend the ball like 15, 16 times.
Oh my
She's like a little
gosh.
pit bull getting them, but like coaching them, coaching up the line, you know, and then seeing stuff work. Like I was like, dude, this is an amazing feeling. Like seeing stuff work, seeing them get all excited and stuff. Like that was my first like, like I wasn't saying like, oh, I'm Bill Belichick, blah blah, but I was like, man, like this is an amazing feeling. Like I love when you practice something, plan, and it goes to perfection, you know, stuff like that. And so I was like, man, I would like to coach. You know, that was my first splash of it. And then I coached OLPH basketball, 7th grade, you know, stuff like that.
I did that once too.
Dude, that was awesome too. So just getting little experiences like that, even if it's not football, just coaching experience, you know, working and stuff like that. Like I think that was a lot of fun. So I think as I did those little things and I saw how my coaches worked and how they operated, that really put in my head, I think I want to be a coach, you know, and stuff like that.
All right, here's a scenario. The Lingerie Football League's looking for somebody to be the head coach. Are you going to be the head coach of the – I can't name a team. I cannot name a team of
I
Lingerie.
think there's a Philadelphia Flyers, I think their names are.
Is that that's a hockey team?
Is that hockey?
That's
That
hockey.
is.
They're
Damn
not
it. Can we look this up? This is perfect.
There's a Philadelphia something for lingerie football. I mean, I would have to have a long talk to my girlfriend, but if the pay is right,
You think
Yeah.
that like they
It's
could
all
be like
about the
the
it's all those girls are like men.
yeah.
Dude, they're dogs. Like you think like, oh, you know, lingerie, you know, stuff like that. They are dogs. If you watch highlights of lingerie football, you're gonna be like, these dudes can probably beat like some freaking JUCO football team. They can beat San Bernardino. Like,
No, I
Pierce.
don't know. I think
Pierce.
they're good relative to themselves. I don't know. I don't think they can beat those teams. I'm trying to think. Like, is there a New Orleans strap-ons? Like,
I
what are the name of these teams?
have zero idea. Me and my dad, like, it would come on every Friday, like at a random time. Me and my dad would watch, and there was this running back on a Philadelphia team. And I hate Philly. I hate everything about Philadelphia. Football, basketball. You know, I'm going for them right now because I hate the Astros. But
Yep, same
baseball, I hate Philadelphia in general. But I was like, I like that running back. I might go for them, right? And I forgot what their names were. But it's you know, regular names and shit.
Talk about a risk taker, though, starting a lingerie football league. What bastard?
right?
What fucking bastard would decide to do that?
Someone that's obviously owned a few strip clubs in his day.
Has
like,
to.
is he just like, is that Walt Disney without ever thinking about Mickey Mouse? Like, did that guy just come out of nowhere and just like, all right, we're gonna put him in lingerie and we're gonna have him hit each other?
Where do you find the girls to do that? Where do you find the
We were
girls?
talking about this the other night.
I mean, there's some girls that, you know.
Where do you find the women to put pads on and go play football? Like right now, I know a lot of high schools are starting to do women's flag football and stuff like that. You know, whatever, however the case may be with that. But you're talking about tackle football, arena tackle football. Where do you find the women to do that?
Is there a rugby league for girls?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They got to get them from there then.
Something, because those girls are monsters.
Like what quarterback in that league has been training their entire lives to play
to be
quarterback?
And believe it or not, I don't know how long the league's been open, but for the girls coming up, they see that, they're like, oh, I can do that. And then they end up, that's how the cycle goes, you know? And
Can we look up how much they're worth?
Yeah.
Can we look up the league itself? How much is a lingerie football league worth?
I mean, Danny Mullen met the guy.
Lingerie
He met the
football league.
commish.
How much are they worth? That's what I'm going to say 50 million.
they can't.
I'm going to say 50 million.
I'm going to say
50?
$1 million.
I'm gonna
No,
say,
I mean, you got to have a league.
I'm
You
gonna
got
say
to
15.
How much?
I'm gonna say 15 million. 15 million's around. I think 50's is a lot.
All right, I'll change mine to 10 then.
Dude, it's got. I don't even think you can run a sports league with 10.
That's true.
I think it was. I mean, the WNBA is only around because the NBA like supports them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally. It doesn't even give you a number. You can't say lingerie football league valuation. That what?
Of course.
But it's so interesting to me.
Probably some shady shit going on with it too. I
Oh,
bet.
dude.
You think the girls are like getting ahead of the depth chart with the coaches.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that has to be going down.
100%.
Yes.
You don't think
It's
dude,
like Harvey Weinstein, but for football.
Yeah, no, exactly.
dude, 100, 110, 120%. If you don't think these girls are trying to get ahead in the game, play their advantages, there's a reason they're playing, right? Like I haven't really seen an unattractive lingerie football. They're scary. They are scary, but I haven't seen like an unattractive lingerie football player. Like the ones they put on the posters and stuff, they're sexy women.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like they're strong.
They got to
sexy
market
women.
the league.
Yeah, they got to market the league. And if you're a coach, right, and I'm not saying me, but if I was a coach, dude, if a girl's not getting playing time, dude, you already know what runs it. Women run this world. They're going to get what they want. And they're going to do anything they can to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That's a good question. I think so. I think women.
Is there no number on it? It's like Tacos La Villa. It's like all like it's a fucking drug ring.
just laundering money.
Yeah. I don't even know, but this is always like made me curious of why certain like women's sports leagues, why are they always in spandex? Like what requires them to wear that? Like why is it always
That's
that?
not even protection.
Well, you're like, what's the purpose of it really, other than just exposing yourself?
I don't know. I think spandex, it helps them move around better than if they were in
I
like
could see
shorts
that.
or something.
Why isn't LeBron James doing that? If they're trying to maximize how fast they are. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
No,
Why?
sex sells.
Okay, so
Sex
then
sells.
let's be honest then. So we're just trying to sell the sex.
Oh,
we're trying to
100%.
sell what they look
100%.
like.
Girls, they're putting pads on. It's called lingerie football league, so they're in lingerie. All the good stuff and stuff like that. Sex sells, man. Like who wouldn't want to watch sexy women tackle each other? And they're taking it serious. Like if you ever have you ever listened to the mic'd ups of those?
No, I've never heard a
seen-
mic'd up one.
Dude, so there's actually a coach that he was talking to his girls, cussing them. You would think it was a Super Bowl. He was cussing them the hell out. Like Dean, after we've turned the ball over 5 times,
Jesus.
type yelling.
I can't even imagine that.
Dude, bad. Like, and I was like, dude, these women cannot be getting paid that much to be getting yelled at like that.
There's no way they're getting paid that
Dude,
much.
there's-
Like they got to
It's
be
gotta
making
a hobby.
$2,000 a game. $2,000 a game, maybe.
I don't know, but the richest player ever is Chelsea Jorgensen,
Blonde.
blonde, 7.2 million.
Holy shit!
Career earnings?
I think we have very even. In 2011, Chelsea was first featured in Playboy.
How does that happen? They're recruiting them from Playboy. They're like, you got a great fit. You got a great build. You're our new linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's that like one guy on the recruiter on the team that he goes into the
Angelo
strip
Ripon,
clubs,
7 million.
and
Think so?
he's sitting in there. He's
bro, that's
he's looking for the
crazy.
biggest built girls.
Wait, was that career earnings?
Yeah.
Dude, what? This league has to be valued 50. I'm going to say 50 million. Several billion? That's a joke. There's no way. Who's the guy? Is it the fucking Live Tour? Is it the Saudis?
Saudis
Are
are
the
behind
Saudis
it.
fucking starting the lingerie league? God, it's
Yeah, no, that's. I don't know.
But a more important question. So these two girls right here, Baywatch. Are you taking the blonde or the brunette?
Brunette.
I knew it.
Everybody says brunette, and I agree.
Yeah.
Same
Do you know who the
here.
one in the blonde is?
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson. I don't know the brunette's name.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
We've
her name
looked
either.
her up so many times.
You really can't find her name?
No. But we always forget the brunettes.
They've aged terribly.
Yeah.
Really?
Bad.
Yeah, man. Back in the day, that's prime right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That is
I don't-
prime.
They don't serve Pamela good in this picture, I think. She was better. I mean, she looks so good. in this
She
fucking
looks good
series.
right there. But I mean, I'm a brunette dude. Like, I don't know if I've ever went blonde. Like,
You've never been with a blonde before?
no.
What?
No.
You've never gotten with a blonde girl before?
Mm-mm.
Holy shit.
Hey, I got a type, man. I like whitewashed Mexican girls. The Mexican girls, and I'll say this till I die. Mexican girls whose parents, they migrated, they speak fluent Spanish, worked for everything they got, and then they have a daughter who that speaks no Spanish. and
Princess.
spoiled. I like him a little bratty, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like him a little spoiled. You know, that's how my girlfriend is right now. She's
Like
a
to
little,
take care of him.
a little spoiled, but you know, it is what it is. It comes with it.
So what happens if your girlfriend, like, I don't know, dyed her hair blonde?
She has, and
Oh.
she's looked good. But you know what's weird is I was a brunette. You know, I'm brunette. But when she goes black, when hers black, I think she looks the best.
Really?
Black hair, just dark.
I've been starting to find an interest in girls with black hair lately.
It's very weird. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't know why, but this black hair, because she dyed it too black one time and was scared how she didn't think I was going to like it. I said, dude, I think you look amazing. You might want to keep it like this all the time. And she's like, I want to go blonde. I'm like, no, don't go blonde. So, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not a blonde guy. I've gotten with a couple blondes.
Yeah.
But god damn, never?
Never.
Jesus.
Never.
God damn, that's actually impressive.
I don't know. I mean, have I had chances? Of course.
But you're just like, no, I don't like you. You're blonde.
I know. I didn't, not because they're blonde, but, you know, I don't know.
So do the girls with blonde hair kind of bring off a bad personality?
I don't know. I used to think until I went to Garces, you know, like I went to Garces and like, you know, of course there's your typical blonde haired girls, but like Giancarlo's sister, Giovanna,
Yeah.
I'm such good friends with her. And like, she's the furthest thing away from, you know, a bitch, you know, that like, she's awesome, dude.
Oh, she's the sweetest.
She's awesome. Weber was kind of blondish, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for you.
Yeah. Emily Weber, she was kind of blondish. She was cool. Caitlin Fogarty, she's blonde as shit.
Caitlin Fogarty.
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah.
Grew up
you-
next to her. Fuck.
It's got to be weird. I don't know. Like, you're already ahead of us, like, just because you graduated before us.
Yeah.
But like, just seeing everybody grow up in your grade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in your like grade, seeing everybody get jobs. I don't know. Have families.
Yeah. Like JJ, he has a little kid on the way. Like, to me, that's like insane. You know, me and him have been like inseparable since 4th grade. So like we've always talked about, you know, kids and stuff like that. To actually see it come into play is actually nutty. See, JJ's a blonde guy.
Oh, okay.
His girlfriend's blonde, you know, and he would in a heartbeat say Pamela Anderson. He would say that but that's always been his thing.
Shout out Nick Sill.
Yeah, shout out Nick Siddleman.
Oh, but no, it's got to be weird.
Oh shit.
Like, do you guys like? How many of your high school friends do you still talk to?
From Garces or just in general?
Just from, I guess, in general, just growing up.
I talked to more people from Garces than I did from my public schools. Now, granted, I just went to one of my friends from public school, her wedding. You know, she got married and we grew up together and stuff like that. It was awesome seeing all the kids from Thorner and Chipman and stuff like that, because I was going to go to Highland, you know, and, you know, that my parents forced me to go to Garces and I was pissed, but it turned out to be the best thing. But I talked to more Garces people than anything. Sure, I'm in a fantasy league right now with Connor Bruce, Robbie Mosley, Gino Franconi, Renzi, John Paul Sikowski. John Paul is like one of my best friends. Like, talk every day. Like, it's ever since Garces. Then you have, who else is in that? You have Scott Boylan, Joe Tobias. Like, I talk to them on a regular basis. Georgino.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude, it's the best. And then whenever we get together and, you know, go to Luigi's or eat and stuff, it's like you haven't missed a beat, you know, and stuff like that.
Is that like 2 times a year now when everybody's there?
Oh, yeah.
2 or 3 times, like it's a special occasion.
Yeah, definitely. About 2 to 3 times a year. A lot of them are still finishing up school or like Robbie, like he was at, Tennessee for 4. Now he's at Iowa.
Yeah.
And he's always like going to the football games and stuff like that, sending us pictures and stuff. So, like, it's whenever we all are able to get together, it's rare, but it's always a good time. Always a good time. And I know you guys are probably the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you guys get to see your friends again. I mean, you guys get to see each other all the time. You guys live down the street, but I'm saying for like
Everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
Who was your guys' class? It was Zaybell and who?
Hatton.
So
Dallas.
so we
Jack Hatton's your guys' grade?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I would always talk to wait, so how much older are you than Dom?
A year.
He's a year under us.
It's like, so Jake Shaw, you know him?
Yeah.
Jake Shaw, he started working at Sierra when, you know, when we were there and stuff like that. He was interning for the summer, and we got really close to Jake. And so we started talking about the girls in his class, the girls in our class, the girl in all the different classes, and comparing them and stuff like that. And it's so hard. I always forget your guys' class. Always.
Yeah, it's
Like I don't even,
We're the COVID class.
Yeah.
It was when it
That
started.
sucked.
Yeah, and that sucks.
Actually, it wasn't bad. Like
No?
we got to do stuff for like 4 months. Like it was fun.
It was.
Like that first 4 months of COVID was actually really fucking fun
Really?
because we were just, no one's doing anything. So we would all just hang out every night and like,
Oh,
Just hang out,
Hang
you know,
out.
just shoot the
like,
shit.
Shoot the shit.
so
My
it was
mom locked me
basically,
up for a month.
Huh?
My mom locked me up for a month.
Oh,
I
and
couldn't do
of course you're
anything.
gonna get parents like that,
Yeah.
rightfully so. I mean, that's when COVID. You didn't know what COVID was. We didn't know
Exactly.
what it was. But yeah, no, that is kind of dope. I mean, you guys
it's like a senior trip, but we had like a senior trip for 4 months.
see that's when you put in that perspective.
It was kinda nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
fun.
that's awesome.
I mean, it definitely, COVID, don't get me wrong. It was, it fucked a lot of people up.
Oh,
It like, I mean, it
100%.
really did.
100%. I feel so bad for like the kids who didn't get to experience prom and then didn't get to experience that type of stuff. Like a worldly thing like that is so like
Unfortunate.
unpredictable. Like who could have predicted that? You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, oh, if only we would have seen it sooner. But how can you see something so global like that? Like so, like they're like, oh, if we would have just caught it in January of 2020, how are you gonna catch that in January of 2020? You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks. It's very unfortunate it happened. I feel so bad for the kids that it did impact. It impacted my little sister. She missed. I think her sophomore and junior year was all messed up, but she got her senior year, which is this year, which is cool. So
Wow, your sister's a senior?
yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
It's
she's
weird.
growing up.
It's weird to see though, like the psychological warfare that was going on in each individual state.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like this was a huge deal in California. Like this, everybody was locked in. East Coast, everybody was locked in, cooped up. You go to the South.
you go to the South.
Alabama's practicing in May.
Oh,
Like
They
Alabama's practicing in June. Like these guys, like it's so
you would
different.
have thought COVID never existed down south.
Oh, totally.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, everyone sees COVID differently. I was just going along with what was being told.
Yeah.
My dad was diabetic, or he still is diabetic, I should say. And so I had to be very cautious. I have a great grandpa, he's 95, had to be cautious. My grandparents are older. My grandpa has heart problems, had to be cautious. So I was trying, no matter how I felt about it, I still had to follow the guidelines and the rules just to make sure that, I didn't impact the people around me. You know what I'm saying? Because, my girlfriend, her family, they're all like, this is whatever, fake. This isn't, whatever the case may have been. And even if I felt like that, or even if they felt like that, we still had to all respect the guidelines, and they still did, of course. Everyone has their own opinions about it. And so it sucks. Like you said, like every individual was handling it differently. A lot of kids went through depression.
Dude, yeah. I bet suicide rates spiked.
Oh,
all that
100,
shit.
100%, because, like a lot of people, as much as people say they hate school, as much as people say, like, oh, they just want to stay home, going and seeing your friends every day and, hanging out, and like, it's kind of like a break from reality, almost in a sense. Like, and you go through your school stuff, of course, there's drama. You guys know that, and especially at Garces. But like seeing your friends every day, like that's therapeutic for people. It was therapeutic for me, being able to see my friends every single day, had classes together, eat, go through the routine, playing sports, like that calms your mind. Like that's a problem you don't have to worry about. Now when you don't get to see them and now you're just cooped up, now you're overthinking, it's like, it sucks.
Well, it makes no sense because humans are social beings. We have to be around each other
100%.
to do anything. You can't just do online school. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It was a joke, and you look at it now, and it's like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird how they literally created this just wave of just like, precautionary actions and just frightening you, just stay inside. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, someone has COVID now. Okay. Whatever, go on with your day. It's like the common flu.
It kind of switched to being that common flu, flu season, oh, he has COVID. It's just, it'll pass,
It's just,
stuff like that.
it's weird how fast everything went to shut down though, and how fast they could enforce it.
Right.
Like, it was just so weird how they said 2 week spread and then ended up being like 2.5 years.
Right.
2 week spread, 2.5 years. We ended up being under
You see
it.
those TikTok videos all the time. It's like, oh man, we get a 2 week break from school, and they're all happy. They're like, we're going to play the game all night.
Yeah.
And it's like, fast forward 2 years, and it's like,
It's fucking sad.
Still playing
sad.
the game.
Still playing the game. Like, you're sick of the game, and you
Yeah.
know it's a bunch of different stuff. So I definitely feel for those kids and stuff like that. And I think you got to think too where we were at as a country. Like election, You know, like election was happening that year.
Yeah, we had an election during a fucking
Imagine
pandemic.
Like you got to think like it's probably a different mindset as a country. You know, of course, Trump is like a polarizing figure in himself, but it's probably a different outlook, and it's probably a different mindset as a country if COVID wasn't a thing, because it ended up all getting pointed at, you know, Trump's fault, and it turned political quick when it shouldn't have been political.
And the whole message in the beginning was like, not make it political.
Yeah,
let's
like,
all come together.
Guys, like, this is the time where we all come together, and then it got turned political quick, and then it turned in, and then they started using that in their election campaigns. It's all in code. It's like, dude, why does everything got to turn into, you know, political? And I think if there wasn't an election, I personally think if there wasn't an election in 2020, say it was the next year in 2021, and it was just it was just another year and it happened, I think it's probably not as big.
Oh, for sure.
Like in the media especially. But it's hard to say. You know, it's really hard to say.
They started politicizing when they realized it wasn't that dangerous.
Yeah.
When it's like, 0.0009 are dying from this. Okay, now we can ride this.
Yeah, it was.
Now let's get this.
It's a different. I'm telling you, it was a different mindset because of that election. You know, and we had to do. Like, Massachusetts is a very liberal state, you know, and stuff like that. I classify as independent. I really don't care. Like, I'm on either side. But we had to do so many different, like, information activities as a team, you know, stuff like that because of all the stuff that was going on. Like, not only was COVID, like, it turned into racism. It turned into, I think that's when that stuff with George Floyd happened. Like, it was a bunch of different things. And so, like, as a team at UMass, we had to start writing down, like, we had to start, you know, having these classes and separating and stuff and really doing our I guess, civilian duty to vote and stuff like that and know what we're voting for and know we had the proper information and stuff like that. Like, it turned really big for all colleges.
Well, it just goes to show, like, it's not always good to be precautionary on things. You know what I mean? Because now we're looking at it, and you look at inflation, you look at all the things that we took to stop they literally shut down the economy and say, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to pump money in. And now we're feeling the repercussions of that. And now everything's back to normal. Nothing's really changed other than the fact that they're saying now COVID's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed other than them saying it's a big deal, stay inside, no one go to work, to now saying, all right, back to normal. But now we're going to fucking feel this for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Because of it.
No, 100%.
It's weird. It's really weird how that happened. And it's almost like it shattered the glass of what reality was, because you were saying, like, you go to school every day. You don't really know how good you have it.
Oh,
you don't really know how good you have it.
Definitely.
And then all these kids blink, and it's like, fuck. Now I'm an adult now. I have to make adult decisions. I'm in the real world. I have to get a real job. I'm not a kid anymore. But it's like people had 2.5 years just to fuck off, and now it's like, now you got to go back to reality. Now you have to do things.
Yeah. It was like a pause. Like, you just kind of like you're watching your life play out and stuff, and it's like, oh, intermission, bloop.
Yeah.
Pause. Let me go use the restroom real quick. You go use the restroom, come back 2.5 years later, bloop. You know, so
it's like you're not 18 anymore. You're in your 20s. You have to do something. Yeah, it's weird.
Exactly.
And I can't even imagine the kids that were 13 and now wake up and they're 16, 17. Now they're like, all right, now I got to go to college. Like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even enjoy high school.
Exactly.
It's weird. But, you know, I guess we can segue into this. Like, after high school, after, you know, all your friends go to college, you start to get a real job, and, you know, you're no longer playing a sport. What is that transition like? Like, was that tough on you at first, not having football in your life?
It was no, actually no. I was in a different mindset. Like, if somebody was to have a lot of success, went out on their own terms, and they just didn't have the ability to play no more, of course they're gonna miss playing and stuff like that. And I miss playing games. Like that's kind of why I went into coaching too, is because, like, I knew I was gonna miss football, but I wanted to still be a part of it in some way, shape, or form. Now, playing and practicing, Like, I watch you guys practice every day.
It's gotta be so boring.
Bro, I watch you guys practice. I'm like, dude, I've done this. I hate it. Like, I hated practice. I was not a practice player. No matter how much I tried, I was not a practice player. But games, that's a different, like, I wish I could suit up with you guys for games. But that's just how it is. Like, no one wants to practice.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was, who was it, Warren Sapp? Warren Sapp said, they don't pay me millions of dollars to play in the game that I love. They pay me to practice. because that's all it is. They're paying you to practice because practice sucks.
It's your job.
Yeah, it's your
gotta,
job. You know,
clock in every day.
Yep, and it's a part of it. And I couldn't tell you, like at UMass, I hated practice. We had the hardest practice for us being what we were. Like we were 1-10, 1-11.
Mm-hmm.
We had some of the hardest practices in the country, and I'm like, dude, there's no way Alabama's practicing like this. I said, there's no way Clemson's practicing like this. And even if they were, I'm like, there's no way. Like we're practicing this hard, and to still lose, like. So I don't know. Like me, I had a bad taste in my mouth from that season, and I was just like, dude, I don't miss it. Like my mom was like, do you miss it? I'm like, no. Like
it's got to be a hard thing though to like not see your work get paid off.
Oh,
like it's not translating into anything.
But like instead of me looking at it as a negative, I always try to flip it, make it positive. Like I got to live out the Division I experience, a thing a lot of people aren't going to be able to do. Yeah. You know, like a lot of people say, I want to play D1, I want to play D1, and don't get that opportunity. Like I got to go to Rutgers, I got to go to Northwestern, I got to play Army on a Memorial Weekend or whatever, badass. Veterans Day weekend, and they're flying the jets. Like, dude, stuff like that, like I don't take that for granted. We got to travel. I got to go to all these different states, you know, and play football. Like I went to Boca Raton, one of the most beautiful stadiums. FAU had one of the most beautiful stadiums I've ever been a part. Freaking all the lights. Boca Raton's a big Florida hotspot to, you know, stuff like that. So like I got to experience all these things, and that's how I take the D1 experience. Is like I got a really, really good education. I got to live out the Division I dream, even though it wasn't like playing in a bowl game or winning a bunch of games. I still got to play college football, a game that I love, a game that I grew up playing since I was 6 years old. You know, that's all you ever think about is I want to go play college football. Like Garces, they are big on college football. Like they're not really big on NFL, and that was kind of a shell shock to me when I went to Garces. Like everyone has their colleges.
Oh yeah,
like Oklahoma State, USC, Notre Dame. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's like a pipeline for those schools.
Dude. Like, I can't tell you, like, I would make – because I was a big USC fan growing up. Big USC fan. Of course, you guys know I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. In my house, it was really NFL. And then I loved college football. I'd still watch college football. I used to get up every day in the mornings, even when I had Golden Empire games, and watch College Game Day in the morning just to pump me up. But then, like, you go to Garces and, like – Mings, Arizona State, you know, stuff like that, TCU, all that different stuff. I'm like, they really rock for these. Yeah. They know colleges, like what's going on with the football team, what's going on with the pro. Like they know these colleges, like they still went there. You know what I'm saying? But that's like a different mindset. Like people in public school, like Chipman stuff, they're not thinking about, you know, or even at Highland and stuff like that, they're not thinking about like, you know, college. Like everyone at Garces is already kind of knowing where they're going to go, or like, I want to go here. Yeah. The expectation at Garces compared to like public school is a totally different mindset. Like having done both, it's a totally different mindset. Like at Garces, you're expected to graduate and go to college, a 4-year.
Oh yeah, everybody in that class goes to college.
Everyone is like 100% graduation rate, all this stuff. Now, when you go to like a different school, it's like, yeah, I want to graduate, but I don't know, I might take a year off. Or I don't know, I might just do a year at BC. Or I don't know, I might just work, you know? Where at Garces, it's like, no, you're going to a 4-year, you know, stuff like that. So it's just it's a different experience for sure, different mindset.
But that adjustment, though, away from the game, you've had enough. You played. Yeah. I mean, you were able to play Division I. Like you've done what you wanted to do.
My body went through what it went through. I was super happy, I can't express how much joy. I loved my coaches. As dumb as they were, I loved them. I would run through a wall for them to this day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of cool, too, because I have connections with them still. And so trying to get guys like you out, freaking Jihad, all these different players, I have connections. Like, dude, Coach Bell, my head coach, is offense coordinator at University of Indiana. I still have his phone number.
Dude, they move around so fast. Like those coaches.
Quick.
Oh, my gosh.
I had a coach at University of Buffalo, University of Indiana, Cincinnati Bengals, University of Buffalo, Utah State. Like, dude, and I have great relationships with all of them where I can text them, you need to look at this guy. I don't know what you guys are looking for. Look at this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just shoot him some shit, you know? So, it was whatever, dude. Like, I'm in a good headspace now. Like, I'm still around the game, you know, I'm trying to expand my mind. Like, I've learned so much from Coach Dean and Muck and AG, like offensive minds, just how to, because I want to be an OC sooner or later, and whether it's at high school or whether it's, down the line at BC, like, I don't know, like sooner or later I want to, try to be an OC.
Yeah.
Like sooner or later, for sure.
Dude, I'm going to your first game. That'd be sick as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
if you're the OC at BC, dude, that would be
dude.
Down the line. Coach Dean has a great tenure, wins a couple more state championships, hopefully this year.
Dude.
And then Cam Roberson comes in.
That'd be full circle. Because you got to think, LJ, he played for BC.
Yeah.
Traveled the whole United States, coaching at different spots, and right back up at BC, being a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could happen, and it definitely is something like I'm going to just try to soak up as much information, get as much information as possible from Dean all these years. I'm going to work under him, stuff like that. Because I do know for sure, like, if I was to ever become an OC, I'm taking his offense.
Yeah.
I'd take his offense and run with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I'd add in my own little wrinkles, do some different stuff. But as far as his offense goes, he has such a good, like, I have to call him, like, what's a cover 2 beater? What's a cover 4 beater? What's a cover? He's telling me all this right now. I note it all every week.
You just write everything down that he says.
Dude, like, he's like, this is a cover 1 beater. Write that down. Oh, this is cover 3 beater. Write that down. You never play cover 2 man against a running quarterback. That's a cardinal sin. Write that down. Stuff that sooner or later I can be like, okay, what do I have? From all this information, and now I can take that and go and try to win games and call games and stuff like that. So he's been OC for a long time, since 04.
Yeah, a minute.
Actually, since he was at West Hills.
West Hills, and he coached a little bit at San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been – he had a great career.
Oh, yeah.
Played at San Jose for 2 years.
Yeah, he played at San Jose. He was a really good quarterback at BC. So Dean gets a lot of, like – He said it the best. Like, he gets a lot of crap, and of course when
it comes with the job, though.
It comes with it, and you see things from a different light as a coach. Like, I remember being playing for him, in 2018 when they moved me to outside receiver. I wasn't very happy with it. He wasn't happy with it, but you just got to do what you got to do. We ran the ball a lot, right? Of course, I didn't want to run the ball a lot because I'm a receiver.
Yeah,
like I want to get the ball thrown to me and stuff like that. And, like, I remember thinking, like, man, he's so conservative. Like, whatever, go and do my UMass stuff. I come back, and when you look at things, when I look at that season from a different light, we didn't have a quarterback, right? We had a bomb-ass running back in Elijah Ortiz, 2 with Isaiah Martin. Line was good. Our line was good. We didn't have depth, but we were good at the line. Super, super good. What else? If you don't have a quarterback, you have a bomb running back and a good line, what would you do?
Run the ball.
Right? Run the ball.
Yep.
Play to your team's strengths. Run the ball. And it's not like he didn't try to pass it. We just couldn't. Like, we didn't really have a quarterback.
Yeah.
We had like 4 or 5 different quarterbacks that year. And so, because when you look at 2017, when I loved Dean and his play calling, we were like 6-1, sitting at 6-1, 7-1, putting up 30, 35 points a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, it's really what you have, and, like, we're in a certain situation right now, of course, too. So I think how he's handled what we have and trying to make, the best use out of what we got right now, I think it's been awesome.
It's definitely got to be a challenge, too, like reloading every 2 years with, like, guys.
Shoot, every year.
Like, you're not in a program for 4 years. It's like year or two.
And it's crazy. It's like he's taught the same offense, the same schemes every single year. Imagine the different. He was there when your brother was there.
Yeah.
Like, imagine all the players that came through Dean, like that he's seen, like really good players, really bad players, players that fizzled out, players that he didn't think were anything that went on to become something. Like, he's seen it all.
Yeah.
And I've really picked his brain. Like, you have had us seen a lot. And he's like, yep, I've seen it all. He's done it all. Like, that's why stuff doesn't faze him. Like, he's been in these situations before, like all this different stuff.
And you can learn from him. I mean, it's a great guy to be under.
Oh, 100%. Like, I think from – and he's so – and I think the thing I respect most about Dean, he's had a lot of success at BC, calling plays and stuff like that. You know what? I love how diplomatic he is when it comes to game planning.
Yeah,
He's
like he gets other people's input.
Oh, dude. Like, you're going to take input from me. Like, this is my first year coaching college football, but, like, I'll give him, like, maybe this will work. He's like, I like that idea. We'll see how it looks in practice. Or, Monk will say, I like this week. He said, okay. He's I wouldn't be opposed to that. Richie, I think we should do this with the line. He's like, I like that. AG, he's always drawing up plays. He's so diplomatic and open-minded to what can help the offense. And he's not just like, we're running this week. I give him an idea. He's like, we'll see. We'll see. Brushes it to the side. He really writes it down, see how does it look. If it doesn't look, it doesn't make the, the final cuts of the game plan and stuff like that. And so, like, he really is very diplomatic with, game planning and stuff like that. So it's really good guy to be under for sure.
So being optimistic and learning from Dean, that's going to be a great factor into your success as a coach.
100%.
Eduardo, how are we doing on time right now?
We're at 1:15.
1:15? All right, well, I know you're on an hour basis here, and Eduardo, I'm happy to have you on. So come on in the camera. Let's get a little shout out. Get a little shout out for Paradox.
Let's
Audiovisual Productions, Bakersfield, California. It's the boy Eduardo here. He's gonna be a regular. But
here, since we're here, let's try to see if we can have some fun. So let's see if I can do this in a DSLR, which is going to be entertaining.
okay.
Selfie?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, it's going to be crispy. 3, 2. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Let's go.
You need a cameraman. You need an editor. Go to Eduardo. Hit him
sir.
up.
Yes, sir.
And one more time, Paradox Audiovisual Productions, Bakersfield, California. Give that a call. And if not, go fuck yourself. Here we go. Let's play one more song to close it off.
Thanks for coming on, Cam.
Oh,
This
dude,
is a
thanks
great
for having
All
me.
right, here we go.
Awesome, man.
Most important
Awesome.
part of the whole podcast. Last song. Closing song.
All right.
You got to end it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I got to end it?
No, I know. What's the song?
Closing song?
Yeah.
Let's go. I'll go off of Drake's newest album.
Drake's newest album. Okay.
Drake's newest album. Let's go.
The anticipation for the answer.
Let's go. Rich Flex.
Rich Flex.
Rich Flex.
Yep, by Drake. Rich Flex.
Okay, just look it up. Rich
Flex.
That guy's got to be a billionaire.
Oh,
He is.
not even.
Hold on.
Is Kanye West still a billionaire after all that stuff?
100%, because he's got to. I mean, think of all the hate he's getting. People are talking about him. That's the whole point of their job. If you get people to talk about you, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Rich Flex. Turn it up. Let's go. Cam.
Hey, I appreciate
Stepping
you
out,
guys.
giving a damn.
Always, man. Always.
We gotta go beat some ass tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, luck. And thank you for listening.
Smush. Yeah. 21.